So, first question. Invention is about coming up with a good idea or having something useful to say to your audience. Describe to your audience the school environment where you completed your high school. So, the school I graduated is an Adventist institution where our culture is different, our educational system is also different, our behavior, the way we dress, is different. The good thing I like about our school is its location because it is perched on a hill. It is in the middle of mountains and plains, and also it is nature friendly, and it is away from the city and away from air pollution, noise pollution. All you could hear is the chirping of the birds, the laughters of the kids, and also um, our food there is vegetarian. There is no meat, although we eat fish sometimes. And also, it is a boarding school where the occupants in the dormitory is somehow we treated them as our little sisters and our ates. Arrangement as a step is much like storytelling. Why do you think so? So, by definition, arrangement is the creation of the structure of a coherent paragraph. So, similarly with a storytelling, in a story there is a structure. There is an arrangement of events during the story, right? So, it has an introduction about the story, about the characters, about the settings of the story, and where the story takes place, or somewhat a little background of the story, the introduction. And then as the story goes on, there will be a body or where the events takes place. And then lastly, the ending. There is a resolution, right? So same as the arrangement in speech, there is an introduction where you're giving a background of your speech and an introduction, yes, and then next will be the body. What is your claims will be put in there, what you want to talk about in your speech, and then and lastly the conclusion. So arrangement and storytelling, they're somewhat the same. Next question is memory, when originally conceived as one of the five canons, made reference to memorizing a speech. Share some tips for memorizing a speech easily and quickly. So, back when I was in high school, we were tasked to give a speech in a huge crowd. So, um, the only tip that I could give that helped me memorize my speech easily is that before my schedule to speak, I record my speech, and then I keep on listening to it. I repeat each and every day. I keep on listening to it until I got used to it. Until I don't use my headphones anymore. I don't listen to it anymore. And then on the day of the speech, I was able to memorize my speech and delivered it. So next is delivery is about the way in which you give a speech or present a communication piece. What does effective delivery includes? So based on SAS 6, here are the basic factors of delivery, which is the platform behavior, posture, loudness, clarity, pronunciation, and grammar. So these 6 factors would be an effective in delivery, I mean, because especially if you're going to deliver a speech, you should make sure that your grammars are correct, the way you say things, if it is clear, especially your language, if the congregation can understand about your language, and then about loudness. When you're delivering a speech, you are going to speak into a larger crowd, so make sure that your voice is loud enough so that the congregation at the back could hear them. And then make sure also that your posture isn't doesn't show awkwardness. If the congregation would see you like that, they might not be interested in listening, because you may look like you're not confident enough in your speech. And also, you should know the platform behavior, you should know the do's and don'ts while you are having your speech in delivery. So last question, explain the importance of the 5 canons of rhetoric in giving an effective public speech. So the 5 canons will help us in creating our speeches. It will be our guide. It will help us know what is the do's and don'ts in making speeches, and also it will help us on how we are going to target the intended audience and how we are going to persuade them